The question number one.
Okay, teacher. An, ins- an institution offers two business courses, namely management and finance course. The number of students in the management course is X and the number of students in the finance course is Y. The enrollment of this student is based on the
This
following constraints. The total number of students in the finance management and finance course does not exceed 80 people. The number of students in the finance course does not exceed four times the number of students in the management course. The number of finance course students must exceed the number of management course students by at least 10 people. Other than x larger and or equal to 0 and y larger or equal to 0, write three linear inequalities that satisfy all constraints above. Using the scale of 2 cm to 10 students on both axes, construct and label the region R that satisfy all of the above constraints. By using the graph in B, find the range of the number of students in the finance course if the number of students in the management course is 20 people, the maximum total of weekly fees that can be collected if the fees per week from the management and finance courses students are 60 and 70 respectively.
Now, first of all, you must know how to identify the two types of things in the question. So, if in the exam you cannot identify the two type of things, whether two type of courses, two types of fruits, two types of houses, then don't do this question, right? So by looking at the question, I can easily identify them because they give me X number of students in the management course. Y is the student in the finance course. So I know there are two types of courses. So for type, I know first type management course, second type finance course. And these two comes from you. You need to know how to identify them. Then the next one is the total. All the type of questions you can safely put down this total there. They always exist in the question, so you put down total. Another one is the maximum or minimum value. These are the constraints. So they will, every question also have constraint. So better write down this column also, this row. Okay, then uh, other than the two type of courses, all the rest, they are the same in every question. Type, total, maximum or minimum. Then another thing that you always encounter in the question is the number. Okay, in this case, it is the number of students. In other cases, it may be number of plants, number of houses, and so on. So the number is also given. They are very kind. So the number taking the management course is X. The number taking the finance course is Y. So if you have X student and Y student, the next line will be the total number of students. So total, you just add up these two, X plus Y. Is there a maximum or minimum value for the total number of students? Yes. Does not exceed 80 people. Does not exceed 80 people means the total must be less than 80 or equal to 80, right? As long as it doesn't exceed 80, right? Now, other than the type of courses and the number of students taking the course, what are the other factors that affect them, right? So some probably may be the other factors may be the number of workers, the number of the total fees paid, and so on, right? the number of courses and the number of workers. Is there any number of workers here? I don't see any workers here. Number of student is the number of management courses. This one will be the total number of fees collected. Will be the total number of fees collected. Okay, right. What did they show there? 60, right? It is not worker. It's the fees collected, right? So for the course, management course, it is 60 ringgit per student. But I have X students. So the amount collected is 60X. I better cancel off this, otherwise you may think that it is the number of workers. This one is from another question, so I better cancel this, right? Use black color, then I cancel this. It is not the number of workers, right? It is the fees collected, right? Fees collected, right? So this one is wrong, right? The next one is the finance cost. Now the finance cost, each student, they collect 70 ringgit, right? So I cannot type here 70. You know why? Because I have more than one student. One student you collect 70, but X student or Y student you have to collect 70Y. Right? You have to collect 71. And the next line is the total fees collected. So the total fees collected, you have to add these two terms together. So when you add these two terms together, 60X plus 70Y. So this will be the total fees collected. So we can start constructing the constraint, right? We can start building this constraint. Okay, the first one they say is this one, the factor 80, right? So the total number of
Teacher,
yes,
teacher, are you typing anything on the screen?
yes.
Oh, I cannot see the typing thing. I only can see the word fees and the textbook question.
You cannot see these things, all this, the
Yeah, I cannot
table.
see. Yeah, I cannot. I only can see the question. I think it's the textbook,
Ah,
and then the upper side got one fees word.
can you see the table or not?
No,
No.
no.
Okay, one more time. Okay, one. Can see or not?
No, teacher.
No, cannot see. Never mind. Okay. Uh, how to let you see? Never mind. Uh, we continue with how to construct the constraint. Right. The total number of students, they are x and y, x plus y. Okay, and they say the number of students over here they say the number of students must not exceed 80. The number of students must not exceed 80. Can you see this one, the underlined words? Can you see the
I can
underline?
only see the underline, not the word.
This
Only the
this are the
underline.
question. Can you see the question? This one.
The
This one. The
teacher,
the
I
question
cannot see
on
the question.
exercise 7.2. The question.
Yeah, the page I can see.
The question, can you see or not? This
Yes,
one.
yes. I cannot see teacher mouse, but I can see the question.
Can see the question.
Yeah.
So the total number of students does not exceed 80. It means that the x plus y is less than 80. Can you see this one over here, the right hand side? Here,
No, can just only can see the question, like other thing that teacher type or anything we cannot see.
you cannot see the x plus y. Okay.
Yeah, cannot.
Now I think
But
it
if
has,
I think if teacher use the pen to write, I think we can see because I can see many the black line.
the one is wrong. The I typed wrongly. The workers,
Yeah,
it should be fees. Okay. Now this is originally there. This one, the text x plus y less than 80. Can you see this one over here
cannot teacher cannot.
on the right hand side?
Wait,
Can you
teacher,
see the,
I send the screen to the group.
okay, right. I think it must be because of the background. I have to go and remove the background. Oh, I shared the wrong screen. Sorry, I shared the wrong screen. Okay, okay. New share. I shared the wrong screen. Okay. Can you see it
Ah,
now?
yes, teacher can.
Okay. Right. I shared the wrong screen. Okay. Okay. Now where's the pencil? This one. Okay. This one is wrong. It is not workers. This one is not workers. So it is fees, right? Fees. Fees. What? I shared the wrong screen. It should be the text. It's not the textbook. It should be. It should be the this screen here. Okay, right. So now the total number of students x plus y must be less than or equal to 80. Can you see this now? This one.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Now, in order to draw this line, I have to change them to y equals to mx plus c. So I make y the subject of the formula by moving x to the other side. So it is negative x plus 80. So I keep this and I will transfer this to the graph page later on. Next one. What else? Okay, the second one. The second question. The number of students in the finance course does not exceed 4 times the number of students in the management course. Finance cost is represented by y, right? This one. The finance cost is represented by y. This one is represented by y. And does not exceed 4 times the student in the management course. This is represented by x. So y does not exceed 4 times x. So the equation that the inequality that we have is this one. Y must be less than or equal to 4x. Okay. The last one. The number of finance student must exceed the management student by at least 10. Finance student is represented by this here, x. Exceed the number of management student more than the x. So to exceed we use y minus x. Y minus x shows us how much the y must be more than x. So in this case, the y must be more than x by at least 10. So y minus x must be greater or equal to 10. Okay. So again, I make it in the form y equals to mx plus c. I make y the subject of the formula. Now this is because later on it will help me to draw the line. Okay. Any questions so far?
No, teacher.
No. Okay. No, then we move on to the next page. Now all these inequalities, I copy and paste it on